Hi all, and welcome to the Central Institute Technology News, CITN. My name is Tongchai, and today in sport we'll be talking about sports funding and discipline in sport. First of all, I'll be talking to Jesse with some information on sports funding.
Sport funding is a vital part in keeping sport alive in Australia. Without sport funding, we wouldn't have the opportunities to do such things as participating in the Olympic Games. Depending on how well a sport does can decide on how much it gets funded.
So who provides the funding for sports in Australia?
The Australian Sports Commission is the governing body responsible for the funding to Australia's sports. The ASC is focused on getting more Australians participating and excelling in sport. They help fund the Australian Institute of Sport, who works in partnership with national sporting organisations and the Australian Olympic Committee.
So how much sports funding is received from the ASC?
All sports that receive ASC funding must go through a process of 5 steps. First of all, they must go through an annual sports performance review where they are assessed on how well their athletes perform, how many people are participating in sport, how well the sport is run, and whether they are doing well financially. They will then have an assessment against Australia's Winning Edge investment principles.
What is Australia's Winning Edge investment principles?
Well, Australia's Winning Edge investment principles are based on 3 core inputs: high performance program requirements, athlete needs, and sport-specific needs. After being assessed, they are then considered by the ASC Sport Investment Panel. They must then be approved by the ASC Board. After that, they will then be notified of their funding investment allocations, and sport investment agreements are then executed. At the moment, swimming is leading the way with almost $11 million in funding. Athletics and cycling come in at second and third, both being funded around $8.5 million, while rowing, basketball, hockey, soccer, netball, gymnastics and fencing round out the top 10. Now we head back to Tongchai, where he will inform us of discipline in sport.
Thanks, Jesse. It's great to be here today, and I'm very privileged and also very excited in being able to shed some light on how discipline is involved in sport.
Hold up, Tongchai. Let me stop you right there. Before you go too in-depth with this information about discipline, I'm sure the viewers want to know what the CAS is.
Oh yeah, sorry about that, Jesse. The Court of Arbitration for Sport, the CIS, maintains a list of mediators and provides the resolution of sports-related disputes through mediation. The Court of Arbitration for Sport is one of the major governing bodies that immediately and directly affects discipline in general for international sport.
So tell us now, Tongchai, why are the codes of conduct put into place within team sporting environments?
Codes of conduct are put in place to protect both the participants and the coaches adults within a club or team sporting environment, and is also involved in an individual sporting environment as part of junior training running club or training group for martial arts, etc. The codes of conduct for any particular club are written up by the club management, which is generally consisted of the CEO or the club president and the club board.
So why is the code of conduct necessary within sporting organisations?
Everyone involved in sport needs to be able to abide and act under a code of conduct that governs this club or sporting organisation. This protects everyone involved in good health and well-being, so no one is likely to get harmed or injured due to negligence, with negligence being a bad act due to carelessness. But things could go wrong if a code of conduct is not put into place for a particular sporting club. Because if a particular club doesn't have a code of conduct put into place to govern them, then negligence is likely to occur, and the risk of harm to participants is also an increased likelihood, causing a serious financial and lawful effect.
Okay, I believe everyone understands why codes of conduct are so important within sport now. But if a tribunal were to occur from negligence or some unlawful act, then what would occur during these tribunals?
Okay, so tribunals occur for the representation of natural justice, which includes everyone involved in the incident to help resolve the issue and come to a fair conclusion and decision. The judge will end up making the final decision, where the panel helps to agree on a fair and unbiased decision to help the judge decide the case from their logical reasoning for the final decision. Both parties try to argue and influence the case, with consultation and representation from a lawyer and even witnesses due to the issue in question. This is normally how a proper court case or tribunal will run, generally in the reverse order to how this has been explained. However, fines and disciplinary acts, suspensions from games, are normally the main and reoccurring result from sporting tribunals.
Alright, so if tribunals occur in this manner, then how is natural justice served?
Natural justice is served when a sense of fairness is achieved from a disciplinary decision and is normally an inclusive process, which means it will involve both parties and everyone involved from an issue being questioned. Natural justice will pan out and occur in the following way and through the following processes: a notification of the charge, an opportunity to respond, and having the decision makers being unbiased and fair. The notification of the charge involves the person in questioning receiving notification of the allegations placed upon them. An opportunity to respond will be awarded by the accused person having an opportunity to respond to the allegations. The decision makers will be fair and unbiased by not being opinionated and not personally being involved with the tribunal members. This whole process of natural justice is all part of a sporting tribunal process and is done when a sporting tribunal.
That all sounds good to me, Tongchai. I'm sure all those viewers out there understand discipline a lot better now.
I sure hope they do, Jesse, because half the time I didn't have a clue what I was talking about. Just kidding. Of course I know about discipline. I'm sure everyone watching out there has a better grasp on how discipline is involved in sport. If people don't understand this better, be sure to watch this video again, because I assure you this all has the information you need to get a basis on discipline in sport.
Thanks very much for your time and knowledge on discipline, Tongchai.
No worries, Jesse, anytime.